Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode in the first episode of Monday Night Raw after the Royal Rumble. And make sure to go back and check it out because you're about to be spoiled in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are kicking things off with our men's Royal Rumble winner, Finn Balor, making his way out to the ring. And my goodness, he had a hell of a night at the Royal Rumble. First off, managing to defeat Batista, Randy Orton and Andrade in that six-man tag team match with Aleister Black and Tyler Bate. And then moving on to the Royal Rumble itself, coming in at number 29 to be able to win the Royal Rumble, last eliminating number 30, Pete Dunne. Now Finn Balor, he has some words to say here tonight, but he will be in action in our first match of the night here tonight, taking on one half of Gloriously Strong. Finn Balor looking to pick up another win as he continues the momentum, as he has guaranteed himself a main event at WrestleMania. Now the question remains, who will he want to face? Will he want to face the WWE Champion, currently held by Sheamus? Or will he want to take on the Universal Champion over on SmackDown? Change brands, go after a different champion, go after Tommaso Ciampa. And also, those guys may not be champions by WrestleMania. Who knows at this point? We've still got two more pay-per-views before we get to WrestleMania. And one of those being the Elimination Chamber, our next pay-per-view, which is a very scary place to be if you're a champion here in Universe Mode. You do not want to be going into that chamber. Your odds are not looking good for yourself. But Finn Balor kicking things off, taking on the Robert Roode in our opening contest here tonight. But I do need to talk about our main event tonight. It is a huge main event. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, they have been going at it for quite a while now, and they will be going one-on-one tonight in our main event. We got to wonder how Kevin Owens is going to be feeling tonight. Of course, he had an unpleasant surprise at the Royal Rumble. He was not expecting this, still coming out number 2. Not ideal for him in the slightest, but things got worse when number 3 came out, and that man was the returning Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens' former best friend, the former Raw Tag Team Champions. And of course, Sami Zayn, a former WWE Champion before being cashed in on by Drew McIntyre. And we all know what happened. Kevin Owens and AOP, they took out Sami Zayn, broke the arm of Zayn, putting him out of competition for such a long amount of time. Just after SummerSlam, Kevin Owens took him out. And now Sami Zayn finally back, returning in the Royal Rumble. I'm sure he will be having a close eye on tonight's main event. But Kevin Owens first, he has to deal with AJ Styles, the man they've been having quite a lot of issues. They have not been able to stop fighting, to be honest with you. They've been going back and forth constantly, getting in each other's way. Kevin Owens, of course, getting the big victory at TLC over AJ Styles in what was seen as quite a bit of an upset at the time. We kind of expected AJ Styles to win that match. AJ Styles, of course, a former WWE Champion. Kevin Owens, as much as he might claim to be a former champion, he most definitely was not. All Kevin Owens really did was he stole the championship belt from Sami Zayn and never officially won the championship belt in the slightest. So as much as Kevin Owens may go around saying he's a former champion, he is not in the slightest. But got to focus on this match at the moment. Finn Balor really taking it to Robert Roode. Roode having to escape the ring, wisely trying to get away from Balor at this point. But of course, he cannot forget about the X factor of having Roddy Strong out at ringside here to support Robert Roode. But Roode in a bad position, in position for that big drop kick from Finn Balor. Balor setting up for it, drop kick into the corner, taking down Roode, and now in perfect position. But Finn Balor instead getting him up, putting him over his shoulders. What is Finn looking for here? Dropping him down, kick to the face, very nice from Balor. I thought he was going to go straight into that coup de grace, but Roode playing possum for a second, being able to pull Balor down and now kick to the gut. This would be a huge upset if Roode could get it. If Roode was able to pin the man who just won the Royal Rumble, that would put a big dampener on Finn Balor's celebration here tonight. And Finn wisely taking this opportunity to get out of the ring and now using that to take advantage of Roode, who tried to follow Finn Balor out, but Balor able to hit those double stomps to the chest of Robert Roode, looking to damage those ribs and be able to prevent Roode from being able to catch his breath as much as he is being able to now. That would be a real dampener for Roode. If he managed to wind Robert Roode completely take him out of it for a minute, allow Balor to fully get the upper hand, and you see right now, Roddy Strong just behind Robert Roode. Of course, he cannot attack Balor, he cannot do anything really, because otherwise it will be a DQ victory for Finn Balor. That would not be ideal. Robert Roode would love to be able to get this big victory here tonight, but Balor up to the top rope, and look at that. Roode getting the knees up, preventing Balor from being able to hit that big splash onto Roode on the outside. And now Roode continuing to fight back, double axe handle to Balor. We will also later tonight be seeing a United States Championship defense. Andrade will be defending his United States Championship here tonight after not defending it at the Royal Rumble. And now both men back into the ring. Big chop from Balor. Roode though being able to fight back, grabbing onto Balor right now, but Balor reversal, taking down the arm of Roode, throwing him into the corner. And big, huge chop. You could hear that a mile away from Finn Balor into the drop kick to the side of the head. And it's Finn thinking about it, getting Roode back up to his feet. I thought maybe he was going to take advantage, go for that coup de grace maybe. And instead Finn Balor putting Roode up against the ropes. And what is he thinking here? Throwing him over. And big drop kick, but Roode managing to get the reversal, throwing Finn Balor away. Trying to go for that glorious DDT, but Balor managing to catch the leg and hit Roode with his leg instead. Now Balor looking to take advantage up to the top rope for the huge coup de grace to Robert Roode, and that's gotta be it for Roode. 1, 2, 3. What a victory here tonight for the Royal Rumble winner, setting up his main event at WrestleMania. But who will he choose? He has all the options in the world, and he has all the time to make this choice. It doesn't have to be tonight, it could be literally the week before WrestleMania. As long as it's before then, that's all that matters. Finn Balor can choose whenever he wants. He can wait and see who will be champion going into WrestleMania, but Finn Balor, I do know he has some words to say here tonight. He is going to be getting a microphone and having some words with all of us about what he thinks about winning the Royal Rumble and where his mindset is on who he would probably want to face at WrestleMania. I think it's a very difficult decision either way. Sheamus has been very dominant as champion so far, of course beating Christian at the Royal Rumble, and then of course beating Drew McIntyre at TLC. It was a huge upset for Sheamus to be able to do that, and he has been on a roll. But Finn Balor now, with a microphone in hand, what has he got to say here tonight? Last night was the greatest night of my career. Not only did we get our payback on Batista and his boys, but then I went on to win the Royal Rumble match. I have never had a night like that. It should have been the best night of my life, but as soon as I eliminated Pete Dunne and heard the crowd ovation, I felt like an imposter. Why would I deserve to main event WrestleMania when just a month before I was destroyed by Brock Lesnar? Lesnar, Heyman, Batista, or whoever really has the power over the beast. I am challenging Brock to a rematch, and to make things interesting, if I can't defeat him, then I don't deserve to main event WrestleMania. I am putting my #1 contendership on the line. I'll see you at Elimination Chamber, Brock, as long as your two daddies let you come out to play. Wow, bold words there from Finn Balor, putting his #1 contendership on the line against Brock Lesnar at the Elimination Chamber, as long as Brock Lesnar, or as Finn Balor put it, one of his two daddies, Batista or Heyman, make the decision and allow Brock to come out to play with Finn Balor at the Elimination Chamber. We will have to see, but that is very bold from Finn Balor. Next up, we have some action from our women's division. Zelina Vega taking on Alexa Bliss here tonight. Of course, we saw what happened to the Royal Rumble. Shayna Baszler managed to put away Rhea Ripley, managing to completely defeat her on that night. And then Alexa Bliss came out after the match, looking for a piece of Shayna Baszler. Of course, Alexa Bliss, she was the champion going into TLC. She lost in that fatal 4-way TLC match to Rhea Ripley. Rhea then cashed in on immediately on Rhea Ripley claiming the Raw Women's Championship. But Bliss, she wants her opportunity. She wants to get back her championship before going to WrestleMania. Of course, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Ronda Rousey, probably going to be watching this very closely, wanting to get an idea of who she could be facing at WrestleMania. Of course, at the moment, Shayna Baszler, her good friend, one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA. She is a good friend of Shayna Baszler, of course, at SummerSlam, they went for those Women's Tag Team Championships, unfortunately coming up short to Dakota Kai and Nia Jax. But then on SmackDown, you have the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, currently holding the SmackDown Women's Championship. Zelina Vega, though, really having her way with Alexa Bliss on this one in the early beginnings of this match. Both of these were very similar size, very small in stature. But Zelina Vega trying so hard to be able to take down the former Raw Women's Championship, going for those double knees into the corner, the Meteora. But unfortunately, Bliss managing to move out of the way, but Zelina Vega managing to hit a huge DDT onto Alexa Bliss, using the elevation to be able to power down. But Alexa Bliss managing to kick out at a 1 count straight away, and look at this from Vega. Hurricane Rana planting Alexa Bliss head first into the mat. But Zelina Vega knew that wasn't enough, getting Alexa Bliss back up. She did not think that was going to be enough to put her away, but Alexa taking this opportunity to catch Zelina, DDT herself, and that has got to be it. 1, 2, 3, and Alexa Bliss picking up a big victory over Zelina Vega, sending a message to the Raw Women's Champion Shayna Baszler that she wants her opportunity, she wants her rematch for the Raw Women's Championship, and she's not going to give up until she gets what she wants. But I'm getting word that we have a video coming in from Aleister Black. What on earth is this? Aleister Black sending in this creepy video with Matt Hardy, of course one of the Fiend's followers. He was turned by the Fiend, taken in by the Fiend. Aleister Black has managed to isolate him in this horrendous place, and look at this, the black mass to the side of the head of Matt Hardy. Aleister Black sending a message to the Fiend after what happened at TLC, at the Royal Rumble. Of course, at TLC, Aleister Black, well, he was screwed out of his United States Championship by the Fiend, after Aleister Black was the one man, the only man who has ever stood up to the Fiend, the only man who had the braveness to do it. At Hell in a Cell, Aleister Black came face to face with the Fiend, black massed him when he had no reason to. He just had enough of the shenanigans of the Fiend, and the Fiend came back, cost Aleister Black at TLC, and at the Royal Rumble, he took Aleister Black out, preventing Black from being in the Rumble, taking away Black's opportunity to main event WrestleMania. And now Aleister Black clearly sending a message back to the Fiend through that creepy video that he sent in to us here. And well, what a message it is indeed. But this man right here, he's a very happy man with what the Fiend has been doing. Andrade, of course, managed to pick up this United States Championship over the strongest champion Universe Mode has ever had, to be honest with you. Aleister Black, he managed to pick it up just because of the Fiend's interference, and if it wasn't for that, I don't think Andrade would have won the championship. I think Black would still be your United States champion, and well, he could potentially have won the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't have been surprised. I think he was definitely a top contender to do it. But right now we've got to focus on this United States Championship match we have tonight. And of course this was an open challenge. Andrade had to defend his championship here tonight after not defending it at the Rumble. And Cedric Alexander has answered this challenge here tonight, looking to get a big upset victory over the current United States champion Andrade. Of course Cedric would love to be able to get himself further up the card. He'd love to guarantee himself a place at WrestleMania, and well, being the US champion is a very good way to do that, to be honest with you. Alexander did have a good start at the beginning of Universe Mode, but unfortunately did quickly fall off, not being able to pick up the wins that he needed, not being able to get the TV time that he needed as well, to be honest with you. But even if Cedric was able to outsmart Andrade tonight, you do have to remember, the Viper is here on the outside, keeping a close eye on affairs. It is definitely not going to be an easy challenge tonight for Cedric Alexander. For sure, you hit the lumbar check on Andrade, you might have him for the 3, but Randy Orton, well, I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think he's going to care about getting Andrade DQ'd, because he knows Andrade will still keep the US Championship. That's all that really matters here. Batista wants Andrade to have that championship, so Randy Orton wants Andrade to have that championship. It all works out well. I don't see Andrade losing this championship anytime soon. But Cedric Alexander is going to try his hardest here tonight to be able to take it away. And Maybe he can. Maybe he can outsmart the mind games of our general manager Batista and Orton and Andrade. We've also got to wonder how these guys are feeling tonight, because it wasn't really a good night for them at the Royal Rumble, of course, losing in that 6-man tag team match. It's a pretty embarrassing loss for these guys. They really wanted to be able to put away Balor, Black and Tyler Bate, prove once and for all that Batista's rule means everything here on Monday Night Raw. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be able to prove that they are the top of this division, and the Batista wanted to get rid of Balor. He wanted to get rid of Black. He wanted to get rid of Tyler Bate. These guys that have been a thorn in his side for months now. Not that they've really done anything to Batista, let's be honest with you. But they've managed to upset Batista. Batista ended up targeting them. He wanted to get that United States Championship of Aleister Black for months, forcing Black to defend week in and week out for that championship, putting him in handicap matches. It was not pleasant for Aleister Black. Of course, Finn Balor, when Batista lost his match at Survivor Series versus Shane McMahon, Batista, he was very embarrassed by that. And when Finn Balor was the man who saved Monday Night Raw at Survivor Series, giving them the big victory in the men's Survivor Series team, well, Batista didn't like that. He was embarrassed by that. And so he sent Brock Lesnar after Finn Balor. Just look what Brock Lesnar does. Batista just has to go and get someone to go and deal with whatever nonsense he wants. Brock Lesnar really, not really a man who has his own agency, to be honest with you. He's very much controlled by either Heyman or Batista. I agree with what Finn Balor was saying earlier tonight, to be honest. It's very much Brock Lesnar is just a man here to take a paycheck. At least that's what it feels like at the moment being. Very interesting to see if he answers Finn Balor's challenge or not. And then, of course, Tyler Bate, the other man in that 6-man tag. Well, Batista just treated him like he's nothing. Batista bombed him through a table backstage. Batista's beating up Tyler Bate quite a bit for no real reason. But look at this from Andrade. Andrade using the ropes to his advantage to be able to pull down on the arm of Cedric Alexander, looking to take him out after Alexander was looking very good in this match, hitting that springboard forearm into Andrade. It was a very nice move indeed, but Cedric not being able to hit that lumbar check just yet, and Andrade trying to fight back to prevent it from happening. Quick reversal from Andrade, down into the roll-up. Is that enough? But into the ropes for Cedric Alexander, managing to grab that bottom rope to be able to get out of the pinfall. And now Andrade getting him up, taking him back down, trying to set him up, put him in position to be able to put him away once and for all. And he is now calling for it, calling for that hammerlock DDT. Move that's put away quite a lot of competitors, and he manages to get it on, no issue. Down he goes. Cedric Alexander, can he survive? Can he kick out of this? 1, 2. Oh my, yes he does. He managed to kick out of the hammerlock. Impressive stuff there by Cedric Alexander. Kicking out the hammerlock, not giving up. He is refusing to give up right now. He will not lose. Andrade throwing those forearms into the face of Alexander, but Alexander catching the legs, getting Andrade over that middle rope, and now using the ropes to his advantage to damage Andrade, calling him up, looking for that lumbar check, looking to put him away. Can he do it? But Andrade catching the arm, managing to turn it around to a punch in the face to Alexander, being able to prevent Alexander from hitting that lumbar check. But Alexander not giving up, straight away back on top of Andrade, going for the pin again, but Andrade at a 1 count, managing to kick out. Andrade back to his feet quickly. Cedric spending too much time, I think, spending too much time worrying. And now Andrade catching him over the knee and taking him down, now calling for the hammerlock. But Cedric back up to his feet, straight away kipping up into a super kick to Andrade. And Andrade could be out right now. He could be down for the count. Alexander, though, taking too much time, perhaps taking too much time to try and take advantage of this. But he's catching Andrade, Andrade powering out, grabbing the arms, powering out, using the strength advantage to prevent Cedric Alexander from being able to maneuver him and into the hammerlock for the 2nd time in this match. 1, 2, 3, and still your United States champion, Andrade. What a match though, what a match from Cedric Alexander. You got to think, if he was able to hit that lumbar check, there was a good chance, a really good chance that Cedric Alexander could have done it. Of course, we have no idea what Randy Orton, what Andrade might have done. Andrade might have gone for a low blow to get himself DQ'd. Randy could have just attacked Cedric. I don't think those guys would have played fair. But I think Cedric should feel very proud of himself here tonight. He came very, very close to becoming the new United States champion. But for now, Andrade continues holding on to that gold here in Universe Mode. Still your United States champion and very happy to be champion. And next up we have R-Truth coming out. R-Truth, of course, always very happy to be here. Always very happy to be here, but unfortunately not been able to pick up a win yet in Universe Mode. And I'll be honest, tonight is probably not his night. He's got quite a dangerous opponent here tonight. A man who is really on a roll at the moment. He's been able to find his groove, find his momentum. And I feel like Samoa Joe is about to crush R-Truth. For Samoa Joe, things really turned around for Joe a few weeks ago. Just for TLC, when he managed to put away the WWE champion at the time, Drew McIntyre. Samoa Joe managed to tap out Drew McIntyre. It was super impressive that he managed to do that to Drew McIntyre, a man who was pretty much on top of his game at that point. But after the loss that he had to Sheamus in the tag team contest a few months earlier, things kind of started to fall apart for Drew McIntyre a little bit, leading up to this loss to Samoa Joe in singles action, and leading to the loss at TLC. Of course, he wasn't able to beat Sheamus. He lost his WWE Championship to Sheamus, and then he wanted the rematch. He wanted that rematch desperately against Sheamus, but Sheamus, he said no. He said he had no interest in facing Drew McIntyre. He's never going to face a coward like Drew McIntyre. He doesn't think Drew's worthy of any kind of rematch in the slightest. Sheamus made that very clear to Drew. He tried to win the Rumble, but again, so close. But he just couldn't get it done. He couldn't manage to win the Royal Rumble, to get his championship rematch against the WWE champion Sheamus. You've got to think this loss to Samoa Joe is going to mean a lot to Drew McIntyre, especially if he wants to try and get back to his WWE Championship. And you look at how dominant Joe was in that match, putting away R-Truth very, very easily. I don't think R-Truth hit barely a single move in that one, to be honest with you. But Joe picking up the huge victory, making R-Truth tap out in the middle of the ring. And Joe, wait a second though, Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe face to face. You gotta know what this means going forwards. Oh my goodness. Drew wanting Joe. Drew wants Joe. He wants that rematch. He wants to prove that he deserves a match against Sheamus again to get his WWE Championship back. And to do that, he needs to right the wrongs that he has made so far. That's going to be a fascinating match to see when it happens, if it happens. No confirmation on that yet, but Drew very much issuing the challenge, and Joe is not a man to step down from a challenge. But it's time for our main event of the evening, and this is going to be a hell of a match here tonight. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, these two men going back and forth for months. Kevin Owens managed to defeat AJ Styles at TLC, and a big upset, to be honest with you. The former WWE champion AJ Styles beaten by Kevin Owens in the middle of the ring. And well, now these two men having a rematch here tonight. They have been going back and forward ever since Kevin Owens got AOP, those Raw Tag Team Championships, by beating AJ Styles' friends, The Club. And then week on week, these two men have been going back and forwards, attacking each other after matches. And well, tonight, this should be the end of this rivalry between these two men. At least that's what we hope. But you look at Kevin Owens, he is a distracted man here tonight after the return of Sami Zayn in the Royal Rumble match. He is a distracted man. Can he still beat AJ Styles again? Can he prove that he can do it twice? You look, he's even changed his shirt. For months, Kevin Owens has been wearing this same t-shirt with a big Sami Zayn picture on it and a big X through it, to remind everyone of what he did to Sami Zayn, putting him out, breaking his arm. But tonight, Kevin Owens, he's without that. He's given up that t-shirt. He's trying to forget about Sami Zayn right now. He doesn't want to think about Zayn. He wants Zayn to be gone. I think any kind of distraction for Owens here tonight is going to be devastating for him. And Owens getting off to a good start, but AJ up to the top rope, being swatted away by Owens there. And the big right hand to the side of the face, catching AJ Styles. Owens trying to take down AJ there, but AJ catching the leg into a big lariat to take down Owens. Of course, these men, we talked about Drew McIntyre wanting an opportunity to get the WWE Championship. Both of these men really most definitely could be in that WWE Championship picture. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Finn Balor. Finn Balor, he may not choose to face the WWE Champion. He may choose to face the Universal Champion. Like, we may see Brock Lesnar become the Royal Rumble winner by default after beating Finn Balor if he accepts the challenge. And well, Brock Lesnar, he could choose absolutely anyone. That's what we have to remember. Just because Finn Balor is on Raw right now doesn't mean he's going to stay on Monday Night Raw. And if he doesn't, well, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these men, or Drew McIntyre, or Samoa Joe, or Sami Zayn even. Of course, Sami just returned. If he can pick up those big wins, he is a former WWE Champion. He would love a match to go and get himself back that championship, which he lost back at SummerSlam. Any of these men, I could see them being in that main event position at WrestleMania, fighting for the WWE Championship, or even an Elimination Chamber, a Fastlane. We don't know what the defense is going to be at Fastlane yet. We don't know what the defense is going to be at Elimination Chamber. Whether Sheamus will be in the chamber, we don't know. We're still very up in the air at the moment, but I could see AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami, Drew, Joe, any of these guys holding the belt or in that main event picture at WrestleMania. I would not be surprised at all. And these two men really going back and forth right now. It's pretty much been one move knocks one down, one move knocks the other down. I mean, very impressive by these two men, really laying in these shots here tonight. These men do not like each other in the slightest, and you can really tell that these two guys do not get along. And you've seen what Kevin Owens will do. Kevin Owens has no restraint. He will happily end someone's career. If it means that Kevin Owens is going to get further on, he has no issue ending someone's career. He'll powerbomb AJ Styles into that apron. He'll break AJ Styles' arm. He'll break AJ's legs. He'll do whatever it takes to be able to pick up this win here tonight. Do whatever it takes to get rid of AJ Styles. Because Kevin Owens at the moment, I'm sure, doesn't like having too much on his plate right now. He's got a lot of people coming after him. It's not ideal for Kevin Owens. We also have to say it's very interesting to see that AOP did not come out to ringside for this one with Kevin Owens. And wait a second, AJ with the calf crusher, looking to break the leg of Kevin Owens, looking to make it snap, forcing Kevin to tap, but Kevin, elbow to the back of AJ Styles, managing to fight out of the calf crusher. And now putting AJ Styles down for a submission of his own, wrenching on the neck of AJ Styles, pulling that neck and that back, but AJ rolling Kevin Owens over, managing to break the submission. Yeah, as I was saying, AOP, very interesting to see the Raw Tag Champions not out here with Kevin Owens here tonight. You know what that says to me? To me, that says that they are backstage, keeping a very close eye. A very close eye on the entrance to this arena. They do not want Sami Zayn getting anywhere close to this match. Because you know he's here tonight. He's got to be here tonight. He's not going to be very far away from Kevin Owens. And Sami Zayn probably loved to cost Kevin Owens this match. But AOP, I think, are backstage watching the entranceway, trying to make sure that no one can come out here to interfere in this match here tonight. Kevin Owens now, AJ Styles in the corner in a bad position. Kevin Owens taunting Styles before he hits it, saying that he is the best. And taking down AJ with that cannonball in the corner, looking to prove that he can do it once again. He can put away AJ Styles for the second time. Only a 1 count there for AJ Styles. Well, for Kevin Owens over AJ Styles, I should say. And now Kevin taking AJ over the ropes. It's not where AJ wants to be. Anywhere near that apron is always a bad place to be when Kevin Owens is in the ring with you. Kevin just looking at AJ Styles right now, just staring down at him and... Wait a second. Oh my goodness, Kevin Owens. Oh, that's not what I was expecting at all. I expected him to be looking to powerbomb on stage, but instead dropping AJ Styles head first with a huge DDT onto the apron. That is brutal. Brutal from Kevin Owens. This man has no cares. He has no cares about the future career of AJ Styles. He just wants to end him here tonight, taking out his frustrations on AJ Styles. And look at him, AJ just not being able to fight back right now. He is just limp right now. Kevin Owens just being able to throw him around on the outside. He could probably get that count out if he wanted, but AJ managing to fight back for just a second, being able to get himself back into the ring. And now waiting, and AJ Styles to the top rope. Spinal tap to Kevin Owens on the outside. Beautiful there. Beautiful from AJ Styles. You don't see him go to the top rope too much, but when you do, it is spectacular indeed. And now Kevin Owens getting AJ Styles back into the ring. You know the damage has been done to Styles, but Styles still has that life in him. He still has that energy in him to be able to fight back. And Styles wisely having to get out of the ring once again as Kevin Owens gloats in the middle of the ring, celebrating the damage that he has done. He is a maniacal man, Kevin Owens. How can you celebrate almost injuring someone? That is not really what a normal person does. Let's be honest, that is not what a sane person does. And now AJ Styles looking to take advantage of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens down on the mat, but managing to get back to his feet. But AJ Styles still being able to catch Kevin Owens, getting him up on his shoulders and taking him down. Very nice there from AJ Styles. And now dropping the knee over the face, and Owens immediately grabbing his nose, making sure there's been no damage done to his nose, not broken or anything like that. AJ throwing Owens into the corner. What is he thinking of here? Looking to take Owens up to the top rope, looking to go very high risk right now is AJ Styles. And wait a second, AJ, is he going for a huge superplex? I think he is. A superplex into Kevin Owens off of the top rope. These two men using everything in their arsenal here tonight. 1, 2, but no, Kevin Owens not giving up. He will not quit. He will not quit that easily. But wait a second, he's caught him. German suplex right on the neck of AJ Styles. Well, apparently AOP aren't doing a good enough job. We knew he was here. We knew he'd be around, but wait a second, he's not out here. He's not out here. He's found a way around. AOP, they're blocking the entrance, so Sami Zayn has got the production crew to play his music. And AJ Styles taking advantage of this distraction of Kevin Owens, hitting the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. What a match between these two men, and AJ Styles getting his win back over Kevin Owens tonight thanks to the assist from Sami Zayn. A very clever Sami Zayn saw AOP were blocking the entrance to the arena and instead used the production truck to be able to play his music, put on his Titantron, distract Kevin Owens long enough for AJ Styles to hit that Styles Clash and fight back here tonight. What a win for AJ, and Kevin Owens is going to be in a bad mood after this. And wait a second, AOP attacking AJ, beating down AJ Styles, taking him down. They were just there. This is not good. AJ Styles completely alone here tonight and taken down by AOP and Kevin Owens. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.